That's why I'm the Kang around here.
Who is Kang?
Kang! I am Kang!
Child, please.
Someone get this jigaboo away from me.
Alright, so I just want to talk right quick. First of all, we can talk about that Ravens win. That's what I like to see. Defense. That's what I like to see. Getting to the quarterback, ball hawking, all of that. I mean, it was a lot of community tackling going on. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was getting in on it, so that went crazy. D-Hop still D-Hop. That's Tez Walker. Yeah. I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad Tyler Wallace getting burned. What else happened on Sunday? I didn't watch any other game, honestly, because they just didn't seem to really catch my attention. I am going to go back and watch that Cowboys game. I picked the Giants, but apparently that was a good one, and I missed it. I didn't see it until the very end. I didn't even see it. I saw that it was in overtime right before the field goal. But let me see. I want to watch that again. Oh, Joe Burr out. Jaden Daniels out. J.J. McCarthy, I think he's going to be out. Which they play the Bengals next, so that's going to be Josh Allen broke his nose. I don't know what's going to happen with that. So I'm just glad that I want the O-line to get better, but I'm glad that Lamar can move around the way he can and get out of there sometimes. I really wanted to come in here and talk about this Charlie Kirk thing because I'm getting a lot of Facebook comments. I'm getting a lot of TikTok comments, replies or whatever, having a lot of different little conversations. And I just think that a lot of people aren't looking at it from any other place other than, like, I don't know, revenge, slavery, or whatever. Like, dog. Alright, so this is where I can really get off, right? So, this is my perspective. First of all, I've been seeing this dude on my timeline, on my For You page, on all that stuff. And it's not necessarily because I agree with his views as much as sometimes I see things on my For You page that would be like rage bait. You know what I'm saying? So just because I might type something or a keyword that'll pop up, it'll make a lot of that. Like when I talk about Joe Burrow on Facebook, Cincinnati fan pages pop up on my timeline. I'm not a Bengals fan, but because I said a keyword, same thing with a whole bunch of other stuff. That being said, a lot of the times when he would be on my For You page, he would be saying something that I didn't agree with. A lot of times, but not every time. Because I say it was about 50-50, maybe 60-40. A lot of times he would pop up and I'd be like, nah, he right. Like, what are they gonna say? And my thing is, because he was portrayed as this racist person, this conservative, this whatever, when you would see like him debating with like a black person or whatever on a campus, or him debating with a person who is, you know, an ally or whatever, you would want like the ally to win. You want the black person to win because it's like, okay, this person is, this is my interest. Cool. But if they don't win, they don't win. Like that doesn't change the fact. That doesn't change anything. If he makes a better argument or a better point than they do, what does that do to your life? And that's my point. All he did was go around arguing with people. We get on social media and argue with people. I said, which, you know, might be considered extreme, who I thought it should have been. And my reasons behind that is not views or beliefs or what they said. No. It's the fact that they are able and connected enough to make certain decisions that can impact not only my life but other people's lives. And like the number of lives that it can impact is dramatic. People being racist has been a thing my whole life. So you have people that are and you have people that aren't. Like that's just what it is. I guess what I'm trying to say is that when Malcolm X was pretty much had met the same fate, black people felt the way about it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was some pilgrims that, you know, felt the way or whatever. But black people felt the way about it. Pilgrims didn't care necessarily. Or maybe they felt like, well, I didn't agree with them, but that don't mean I thought that. So I just want to understand what's the difference. What's the difference? Not saying that Malcolm X didn't do anything but debate, because that's not true. But what I'm saying is he did not do anything that would harm he did not do anything to enslave a race of people. Neither did Charlie Kirk. His ancestors might have did a whole bunch of stuff, but we're not talking about those people. Like, it's just like, bruh, if we go back far enough, our ancestors was them people too. Like, I'm looking at the future. I'm not looking at the past. I'm not even looking at the present right now. I'm looking at the future too. 100 years ago, 200 years ago, those people that made it possible for me to be even on this laptop right now saying what I'm saying, they was looking at the future. They wasn't looking at the past. They wasn't looking at right now. Because that's what is going to get us to that point. Not saying, well, we're going to do what they did to us. Like, how are we going to advance ourselves? Or how are we going to say we advanced if all we're going to do is whatever they did? We just going to do it back. So then in the future, you're going to be the ancestors that people looking at people ancestors like now. And that's okay. Like, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that man just talked. I don't remember ever getting into a car that could do whatever it wanted to do. At some point, it could turn on me. It could drive me off a cliff. It could do whatever. I don't remember getting into a car made by Charlie Kirk that could do that. I don't remember. I don't remember getting or being forced to get the JAB because of a Charlie Kirk patent. But y'all love playing Xbox, don't you? It's just like, I'm a coon. I'm a coon because I'm like, oh, I'm living, bro. Like, what is that gonna help? I'm a coon for that. But you're not a coon for making the people rich that literally unaliving us, doing mass genocides every day, like right now. You ain't a coon for that. Nobody's a coon for that. Why would you be that? Why would you be a coon for literally going to the to the master's job and working it? And making sure that you don't say nothing say nothing out the way. Hell, even when I get on here, even though this is my shit, it's not my platform, so they could tell me, hey, you can't say that shit. You can't say that on here. And what can I do other than just be mad? But my thing is, I don't care. My life don't depend on whether I can make a YouTube video or not. Yeah, it's a means of it's a means, but it ain't the only one. It ain't the only option. I was the one at every job saying, hey, y'all, like, if all of us just don't come in, like, for a couple days, we can see what they're going to do. They can't fire everybody. I mean, they could, but then what? You're going to fire everybody. You're going to have to rehire a whole bunch of people. And when they hire them people, the people ain't going to be trained. Who you going to hire to train them? Anybody that worked in a warehouse know, like, majority of the people that's highest up, that do all the bullshit, they don't know. They ain't been in the trenches for real. They don't know how to work the machines. They don't know how to reprogram the robots. They go down there, try to work on the robot. Robot smack the shit out of their ass. Eventually, they're gonna have to face that shit though. And it's gonna be by their own hands. Like, I just don't understand. Like, we talk, I'm saying we, but I try to be as cognizant as I can. That don't mean that I make every move that's correct. But we talk so much about, like, oh, black empowerment and this and that. Nike's still booming. Kyrie had an opinion. And it wasn't even necessarily his opinion. He just retweeted something. But Nike was through. And black people was like, damn. And went back to buying Nikes. I guess I could give y'all Target. Target was a win, I guess. Like, but for me, personally, Target won't even all that. Now, if you make Walmart sales plummet, then we might talk. Then we might really can get something off. We might really can get something crap. Target, Y'all ain't talking about shit. That's like Whole Foods going out of business and black people be like, oh, look what we did. Who the fuck cares? Mad black people know how to grow shit anyway. Most black people's elders know how to grow shit. I guess slavery won't. Nah, that's a joke, man. But I know I have to say that, and that's sad. I have to say that. Like it's a dark joke. But all jokes got some truth in it. So, hey, silver lining. Yeah, we were slaves, but it gave us skills that could be passed down that a lot of people probably don't have because they got somebody else to do these things for them. But I guess that's just an optimistic way to look at things. Like, it happened. It's in the past. Yes, that's true. It happened, but a lot of things came out of it that we made, that we did. Our ancestors did things to rework all the shit that was put against them. Them weapons ain't never prosper for real. You know what I'm saying? Because if they did, we would not even exist. And if we did exist, we would be literally and basically, you know what? I take that back, because a lot of people is on the plantation, and I forget that. A lot of people are still on the plantation, bro. Moment of silence for them, actually. I just find it interesting that the same people that was saying how nasty and how sick and vile people was in those pictures when they was standing beside a person that was, in a tree, and they was smiling, and it would be kids smiling and stuff. That's what y'all showing now. That's how it looks. Regardless if that's how you feel like it looks, that's how it looks. That's how it looks. And if you're okay with that, cool. But understand that that's literally what you're basically now on Charlie Kirk's side of this. Because if he said, oh, well, people need to be unlocked and gun violence is necessary or whatever, and that happened to him, you saying, well, he said it, blah, 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 okay. So you're saying that he was right. You're proving that he was right. Right? Gun violence is necessary, right? Because the opposite of that would be to say, damn, he was wrong. He was wrong in his opinion, and now somebody that believed his opinion is wrong too. But no, y'all not saying that. Y'all saying, oh well, and that's cool. Oh well. But always understand that the same energy always got to be kept. So when they start oh welling us, I'm not scared. What I'm saying is, we are manifesting it. You manifesting it for yourself. The same way he did. Stop putting the energy on it, period. I don't feel bad or good about it. But that's the point. They want you to feel something. Because they would not have showed this, bruh. Of all the things that happen that they decide to show or not show. Mind you, they'll show something on like regular TV and they'll blur it out. Even on YouTube sometimes. Depending on what you watch something on, they'll blur out real life, gore, whatever the case. Why was everybody able to see it just perfectly fine? They didn't cut. They didn't edit. Like, what I'm saying is, live or not, there's ways that they can manipulate the TV or the broadcast so that you don't get to see certain things that's not for TV. Even if it's right after it happened, they still do it. But when they do it, in my opinion, it's always on purpose. But that's just me. I'm one of them. I got a 10-4 hat, man. So it is what it is. I just feel like this whole situation just made me see a lot of things. It's like before, and I don't mind being, like, I don't care that people feel a way about me. Like, I don't care that people don't respect me or feel like I'm a coon or feel like whatever. That's your right. But that's my point. I want you to have that right. Just so I can, I want to be able to have that same right. I don't want you to be able to take my life because you don't respect me. Because you don't respect what I say. I don't want that to be a trend. Dr. Umar be talking. People could say like, oh, well, he don't like white people. So somebody should take his life for that. Like, I just don't. He ain't gonna allow like pilgrims at the school, and he feel like this. Like, okay, he has the same feelings. It's just like what. If you're going back to the Constitution and all of that, then you have to go back to when it was written. And then black people need to hush all the way. Because we don't got nothing to do with this. If we going back to the Constitution and all of that, we ain't got we need to be talking about something else. Which, that, I've been said that, but yeah, we don't got nothing to say about this. You 3/4 of a person. I'm just confused. Like, I'm just very confused. Like, when did we start celebrating unalivings? No matter who it is. No matter who it is. Now, somebody doing a lot of unalivings, do you agree with it? That they should be unalived? I mean, I'm just saying, like, sit down for a second and think about what beliefs you're giving yourself by having certain views on certain things. if you know, or even if you believe that a person is, I'm saying racist, but racism isn't really what people are talking about. They talking about bigotry. They talking about prejudice. They talking about a white person thinking that they are better, but not actively creating systems and actively creating things where they have white people. Like, that's not what we're talking about. We talking about a white man talking and running his mouth. Even if he contributed money, you know what I'm saying, to some shit, that's personal shit. That's personal shit. Racism is systematic. It's systemic. It's not. I gave I gave a white person some money and I made a black person walk. Like, I gave a white person a ride. I was like, that's not racism, bro. But that's what people be saying. Oh, you racist. You called a black man boy. So what? Like, black people really, like, I just feel like if we just stop for a second and start taking the time to think about what we're really giving energy to. So what? They called you something. So the hell what? What did they do? What did they do to you? They called you a boy. They called you, and yeah, you should move a certain way with the person. Yes, 1,000%. That's not in the question. I'm saying, why would physical harm, like, why would any of that pop up? And they said something racist to me. They said I was the N-word. They said Lamar Jackson was a monkey. Oh my God. They said Ronald Reagan was the best president. They said, like, so what? They said Trump was the best president. Okay. And they was racist. That made them racist. Okay. And how does that affect your day? Like, it's so much energy that y'all are putting into nonsense. So of course when this happens, they can easily say, look at them. They happy it happened. That's why they think y'all, that's why they over there. That's why they in y'all business. If y'all would have said nothing because you knew nothing, that's my whole thing. Y'all didn't even know the man existed. But now all of a sudden, you know everything about him. He racist. Anybody that, like, you ain't even know he existed. If you would have kept that energy and just been like, oh, damn, and kept it moving, promise you, nobody would have batted an eye. But you know what y'all did? What we always do. Got online and made memes. Got online and made gifs. Got online and made TikToks. Made reels. Did voiceovers. Made a joke out of it. This same, again, going back to Malcolm X. Let this have been back then, and we would have still had all of this technology and stuff, and you would have seen one of your homeboys, one of your homegirls reposting a meme, a TikTok, making fun of the fact that Malcolm X got unalived. How you gonna feel about that person? How you gonna feel about that? What you think that person feel about you? What you think that person feel about you? They don't even gotta know if you care about Malcolm X, but what do you think they feel about you if they're able to laugh about this? And people like, oh, we're not celebrating. Celebrating would be dancing, laughing, or finding joy in a situation. And that's literally what people doing. And going out their way to let us know that they doing. I be reposting all of it. I repost both sides. You know why? Number one, y'all ain't gonna know how I feel about nothing because I don't feel nothing about nothing. I'm the observer. I'm watching y'all. And I'm noticing a lot of patterns and cycles in behavior. It's interesting to me. But like I said, I agree with some of the stuff he said sometimes. I disagree with some of the stuff he said. Broke clocks. We both be broke clocks. We all be broke clocks, to be honest. Because everybody ain't always right. But everybody ain't always wrong either. Now, had it been Candace Owens, then what? Then what? It would have been, oh, well, she Uncle Tom. Even though y'all don't even know that y'all using that reference wrong. Uncle Tom was the people that helped. Uncle Tom's Cabin. Y'all didn't even read the damn book. It's been a long time since I read it, but I know that I remember the main point of it was Uncle Tom good. Not what black people think Uncle Tom is. But I done been called worse by better, so I don't like nothing that nobody say like that faze me. It's just I just want to know, like, when is folks gonna see the truth? Like, when is folks gonna, like, actually stop looking at everything from, like, a 3D, just right here, this is all the information. Like, it's like everybody got blinders on. Like, what about the other parts of the picture? What about the other parts of your view? I don't be looking at shit like this. I gotta see that shit. That ball gonna bounce back. That's all I know. When it come down to it, that ball always gonna bounce back. And when it do, I just wanna know, like where I marched some, and then I got to the point where I said, this ain't working. It didn't take long either. This ain't it. We need to do some other shit. A lot of the people I was marching with that was down with the cause, they wasn't down. They wasn't down to do no real shit. They wasn't down to do no real shit. They was just down to cry and march and pray. And I ain't on that. Never was, really. I tried it, just to say, hey, I did take that route. I didn't come jumping out the, oh, let's go there. I didn't start off like that. I started off saying, hey, like, we can come together, and I still feel that way. But now I just have a lot more perspective about how majority of people think on both sides and how they operate. The operation, that's the one right there. I mean, I remember going live when they had whoever they had out here, the SWAT, whoever it was, because the Black Panthers was here and all that stuff. I done heard Black Israelites talking. So when y'all say like, oh well, y'all not realizing the level of oh well, bruh. It's black people that's just like Charlie Kirk, bruh, that sit outside in broad daylight, antagonizing people, baiting people, arguing with people, cussing people out in a racist way, basically. Y'all go look at the look at the videos of the Black Israelites, bro. Look at how they be talking to them people on the street. I always thought to myself, damn, like, what if they doing this like this? What if somebody do something to them? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, a whole all-out war could easily take place at any of these things. But I ain't never heard of them I ain't never heard of that happening. I ain't never heard of that happening. But they just regular people. They real people that be outside not on private property, not none of that. Like, a campus is private property. I mean a university, you know. These people be at at traffic lights. These people be at intersections, four-ways and shit, talking, calling people all kind of stuff to their face, and saying how what they deserve. So if that was to have the same type of outcome, then what would we be saying? Oh well, like that's who he is now. Sorry y'all. So I just got my food. I'm about to eat, but all I was saying was like we down bad as like in general. You know what I'm saying? We down bad when it comes to this shit because if this is all it takes to get us fighting within each other, then that like it's like we do their work every day, all the time. CIA did that big one on our ass. You know what I'm saying? That's just it. I'll be back, man, later this week. Later in the next few risings, because I'm trying to change my speech. So I'm taking out the word week. Shout out QHF. I'm taking out the word week, and I'm taking out the word days, because they mean something else. But that's just, I'm on something else. So yeah, y'all will see me again soon, but for now, y'all already know what it is. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace out.
I'm out. Yep, I'm out.
Bye, Felicia.